Hello everyone! So today I am going to be showing you how to make this messenger bag right here. So this is how the bag looks. I did add a rosette right here. It does hold quite a lot of stuff too. I originally made this so it could hold some memory index cards. So I'll show you what it looks like inside. Does hold quite a lot of stuff. Made some memory index cards, and then this is a good way to gift bows too, just so the bows don't really get flat when you mail them in Happy Mail. So I made some bows to go inside, and this one I did add some dividers. So you can add the dividers in the middle if you want to. That way things don't really shift around too much when you send this in your Happy Mail. So that is the messenger bag. If you want to make one, then I will give you the measurements to make this exact size. So let's get started. So the base, I did use chipboard, so it's nice and sturdy. The chipboard, you're gonna need 2 of these. It's 4.5 inches by 5.5 inches. You need 2 pieces, front and back, and then this one is the bottom portion right here, which is 2 inches by 5.5 inches. And then the what you're going to be using to cover the chipboard, which is this red paper right here, it will measure 6.5 inches by 12 inches. And usually if I pick this, you would want to make sure the orientation is a certain way, just so you don't really get if you put words on it or something, it's not upside down. But this one, it can kind of go either way, so I'm not too worried about that. And then the inside part, where you're gonna cover the inside of the chipboard, it doesn't really matter what pattern it is because it won't show too much. It'll be the inside of the messenger bag, so I chose this one. I did use this is the paper from the Sweet Talk paper pad from Michaels. I bought it a few days ago and I am so excited to use it. The colors are so pretty together. So let's start with our base first. So let me get my glue, and then we will glue the pieces down to cover your chipboard. Let me center it first to kind of see where everything goes. Okay, that looks about good. Let me start with the middle piece. This one, I want to use my wet glue. I'm using Barely Arts glue. I love this glue. If you guys don't have it, you need to get some. It's so good. So I'll start off with the center piece first. If you want to, use your bone folder and just kind of get all the glue in there, and then we'll do the second larger pieces. And this one, you want to leave a little bit of a gap in between your chipboard. See, I left a little gap right there. To be honest, you don't need like too much glue. It'll be okay. So there we go. That is the base. And then what you're gonna want to do is cut the corners out so we can wrap our chipboard. So I'm just gonna cut not too close to the corner. So you'll be wrapping your chipboard just like how you do with a mini album. I really got the sniffles today. It's actually really cold here in Florida. Sometimes in the mornings when I wake up, so I'll add double-sided tape on the edges. Usually what I do is before I adhere it, I'll fold up the pieces just so I can get that line going first, and then I'll take the tape off. So as you can see, the paper is really close to the edge, but we'll be covering that. So let's take the backings off of our tape. I'll start with this one. I usually use tape for this part just so it's a lot faster. You don't have to hold it down while the glue dries. And usually when you put the other piece of paper on, it holds pretty good, so you don't really have to worry about this part coming up. So there we go. And this is the front part of our chipboard right here. So I'm going to use my bone folder and just go through that crease really quick. Slowly, and fold it up slowly so that my paper doesn't crack. So I have that line already. Okay, so that is our base. So let's cover this chipboard part. Again, I have the measurements down below if you need it, but this will go on just like that. That will be the inside. It won't show too much, so you don't have to be very particular with what paper you use. And this one, I want to make sure I get all the way up to the edges so that it doesn't buckle up while you try and fold it. So I want to be a little bit more careful with this one when I use the glue. You want to make sure you add glue to the part where it goes against the middle part, just so when you fold it up, it doesn't buckle. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. And let's try to align as best as you can. honestly, it's okay if it's not perfect, just because you probably won't be seeing it all that much. Let me move that aside. Get your glue spread around. Make sure you get all the corners. If you decide to use double-sided tape on this, would be that would be okay too. Okay, let's make sure all the glue is spreaded evenly. All right, that looks pretty good. My corners aren't coming up. My corners look pretty good too. So I honestly like to wait for it to dry just a little bit before I start handling it and put in you know, the lines right here. So I will put this aside and get the other parts assembled while it dries for a little bit. So I'll put that one aside, and let's get started on the other pieces. This one will be really easy too. So let me show you how to make, this is going to be the straps, and then we have this top part right here where I'm going to show you how to score the lines. And then these pieces are actually going to be the side right here where it has like that accordion look. So, and these are the straps. Let's do the top part first before we get to the straps. So this is my top part. I did do some stitching on it already if you want to do the stitching. So this top part is going to measure 5.5 by 5 5/8. And what I did was I doubled it up. So I put one on the back and one in the front, just so it would be a lot sturdier. But you don't have to do you know, double if you don't want to. I did the double and then I did stitch it. So I'm gonna show you how I score this. So take your scoreboard, and on the side that measures 5.5, you are going to score 11 lines. So it'll go along this curve right here. So that's what we're gonna do. Let me see. So we're gonna score 11 lines starting at 1 inch. And we're gonna score 11 times, and it'll end at 3.5. So let's start at 1 inch, and we are gonna score every 1/4 inch. So 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 1 3/4, and so on. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and then we'll end at 3.5, 11. So as you can see, we have 11 score marks right there. And let's fold up on the lines. I did do double paper, so it'll take me a little bit to get all of the score lines in. So let me get all of that scored, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. I have my lines all scored and folded, so you can see there's a nice rounded edge for the top part. And then the next part we're going to work on is the sides. So I did choose this paper, and again, if you want it orienting like the right way, just make sure you get it the right way up. So let's see the score for these ones. I don't know what it is with the number 11, but we're going to be scoring 11 times again. So the side parts, this measures 3.5 by 6. So I just cut a paper 3.5 first, and then a 12 by 12, 3.5, and then you just cut it by 6. So with that, you make 2 pieces. So we're gonna score every 1/2 inch, 11 scores. So every 1/2 inch, starting with 1/2 inch, we're gonna score 11 times. And this is on the 6-inch side. So there we go, that's one piece, and then let's make the other side. Okay, so let me remove the scoreboard. So the easiest way I found it to fold these is pattern paper to pattern paper. So you fold like that first, and then just fold it like an accordion style until you reach the end. And the end should also be pattern paper to pattern paper. So that is the easiest way I found to show you guys how to do that. See, the pattern paper is touching your pattern paper. That is how I made that. Again, you fold in and then start folding your accordion. And it should end just like that. So those are my 2 pieces right there. And let's glue this onto the box base before I put the straps on. So I did let my base dry quite a bit, and I am going to fold up on the lines so you can kind of feel the line where you already made. I'm going to score it, fold it up gently, nice and slowly. Make sure your edges aren't bulging. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then we'll do that for the other side. Make sure you do it nice and slowly. If you do it too quick, sometimes your paper starts cracking, or they'll buckle up because the glue didn't dry very well. So just do it nice and slowly. That looks pretty good. So that will be my base. And then what you're gonna do is you want to adhere your accordions to each side just like that. I will start off with this one side first. So I am going to be using my hot glue for this. You can use your wet glue, but sometimes wet glue takes a long time to dry. So I like to use hot glue for this step. And what you're gonna do is put this corner to there, and then this, it kind of aligns, so you don't really have to measure too much. And it's okay for this step if it's not completely perfect. Just make sure you leave a little gap right here, so when you actually it folds together, then it doesn't, you know, it doesn't really touch the other side. So I left a little bit of a gap right here. It doesn't have to be too much, but I like to line this paper with the pink paper right here, just like that. So let's put hot glue on this edge right here. And stick down your paper. You have do this fairly quick because the hot glue does dry pretty quickly. So there we go. That's one edge. Make sure it dries before you mess with it. So that's one edge. And then let's get the other side done. And this one, the blue is towards the bottom of the base. So I will do the same to this side, just like that. So let's put glue on this edge. My glue gun is looking crazy. I really need to clean it. And adhere this to there. And then the next part we're gonna put, it's kind of tricky, but so we're gonna adhere this to this side over here. Let's add some glue. There we go. We have one side done. And let's get the other side. To be honest, this step doesn't even have to be too perfect either. Just because once it starts moving around, like, you really can't see if it's aligned or not. So it doesn't have to be too perfect. So that is our accordion part. It looks like it goes all over the place, but that's why you put the dividers in the middle, so it kind of holds it. And once you load it with everything, it'll hold its shape. So you don't have to worry about that too much yet. So let's put our top on. So you have to figure out which side you want as the front and which side you want as the back. So both sides looks about the same, so I'll just pick a side. This will be my back. You want to put the shorter side in the back, and then this longer piece that's not folded will be the front side. So I will adhere it just like this. The line, the first line that you do will be aligned to this part right here. And this, I'll use hot glue as well. You can use your wet glue if you want to. Then I'll try to align it as best as I can. There we go. So that is the back, and then the front will go just like this. So we have kind of our base almost done, and then the next part you're going to be doing is the straps. So the long ones are here. This will be from the back coming to the front, and then these pieces are going to be your front right here. So let me get you the measurements for that. Again, I'll leave it all down below. So these longer straps measure 11 by 1 inch. And the shorter ones are 4.5 by 1. And if you want to stitch, then you can go ahead and stitch that. I did that ahead of time. For the longer ones, you're going to want to create a little curve in the paper so that it's a little bit easier. So just take your bone folder and curve it a little bit. So that is one. And let's do it to this one as well. There we go. So I think I'll attach the front ones first, and this one I do want to use my wet glue, just so that it lays flat on the project. Sometimes you use hot glue, it's too bulky. I'm just gonna use wet glue for this one. Make sure you get all of the edges, all of your corners sealed. So I'm gonna go about 1/2 inch from the edge. It doesn't have to be perfect. This part you won't hardly see all that much. So about 1/2 inch from the edge right here. I'm gonna adhere it down, make sure the corners are adhered. So there we go, that's that side. And let's do the other side. There we go. Make sure your corners are pressed down. So that will be our front. And let's work on the back. So on the back, I used the glue, and it really doesn't have to be perfect. So I just put it on there like that. I measure with my finger where it will end, where this paper starts. And I just put glue on the other side like that. So you know where the paper starts. So you will measure with your finger, and then you just put glue on the bottom. That is usually how I do it. You can you know, make a mark of where you want to start adding your glue if you want to, but that's just easier for me. It doesn't have to be perfect on this step. So I will adhere this side first. Again, measure about 1/2 inch from the side. With the wet glue, you can kind of move it around if you need to, because it does take a few seconds to actually adhere. There we go. I'll hold it for a minute before letting go. I really love how the paper looks all together. It's so cute. And what I like about this paper is it has yellow in it. It just looks so cute. Love the yellow. Sometimes with Valentine's Day papers, you get too lost if it's just pink and red. So I like that they added several other colors. Still looks Valentine's Day-ish, but not, you know, too lost with the pink and red. So I really like this paper pad. I'm glad I bought 2 of it. There we go. So I'll do the same with the other side. Again, you can kind of measure with your finger where the paper ends right here, and then just add glue on that part. It is early morning that I'm filming here, so you're probably gonna see the sun coming out a little bit more. My husband just left for work, and I got up and started my day. Sometimes I do that. It just, I don't know, sometimes I'll sleep in until I have to get ready for work, but he leaves for work at 5:30, and sometimes I can't really sleep after that, so I'll get up and start getting ready for my day, get stuff done that I need to get done, or I'll do some early morning crafting. I like my my quiet mornings like that sometimes. So that is the straps. It's looking so cute already. Look at the combination of the papers. I'm obsessed. So cute. So there goes that. Okay, so, oh my gosh, it's so cute. I haven't worked with this paper yet. It's the first time I'm working with it, so I'm just like inspecting how it's coming together. So cute. I love it so far. Okay, so let's work on the handle. This is the handle. This measures, let me see, this measures 1 inch by 5.5. And again, I did double it up. So you can double it up if you want to. I am going to score this so I know where to fold it on the edges. So you want to score it at 1 inch on each side. So do 1 inch and then turn it around and do 1 inch. That way you know where to fold on it, to put your straps on. So your straps will go like this. So I'll fold up on that right there. Fold up on this right here. And then for the center part, all you want to do is take your score and just curve it a little bit. Give it a little bit of a curve. So when you try and put it on the bag, it doesn't give you a hard time. So it has that curve for you right there. And what I like to do is I don't really measure too much, just because, you know, you don't really have to measure with this all that much. You just put your straps flush to the project, and then you see where the middle part is. You will make a mark of where your hole will be. Just mark it there, mark it over here, and punch the hole and put your brads through. That's what I usually do. So I will show you how I did that. So you'll put it flush right here. Make sure you get something visible so you can see it, and I will just mark it like that. That's all I did. That is my mark right there. And then same to this side. Or you can just measure from over here. Make the same mark over here. And let me get my hole punch. I'm gonna be putting a brad through it, so I'll be punching a hole. Make sure it's a small one so your brad doesn't shift around too much. Make your holes. And then this one, you don't really have to measure too much either. Just make your hole punch right in the middle, because this square piece measures 1 by 1. So just try and get it centered as well as you can. You can make your mark first, but this is 1 by 1, and then you just want to make one in the center. So all you have to do is align your holes together, and that will become your handle. Put a brad right through it. That's how I did the handle part. So let me get my brads out. And just to make sure it's extra secure, I'm gonna glue it down and then put the brads through. Let me get 2 brads. And what I did is put some glue all around here and adhere it. Make sure your holes are aligned. Put some glue and then adhere that down. My holes are aligned right there. This handle measures 1 inch, and this strap also measures 1 inch. So you just know that if it's flush over here, then it'll be the right size. So that is my straps. Get this side done. Again, you align where the holes are. And that is your handle. So get your brads, put it right through, and secure it in the back. There we go. I think brads are the best way to go for the handles, just because you don't have to worry about it coming apart when you handle it. And that is our handle. It's so cute. This paper does have gold, so I used a gold brad. Another option you can do is glue it down and then put a gemmy right there if you don't have brads. That would look cute as well. So cute. So let's get our paper to do this part right here, so our straps would stay down. And this one I did pick a gold color as well, just so it matches with the gold on the rest of the collection. And then I did use pearls for this part right here. So let me get the paper for that. I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm back. I have my two little pieces that holds down the straps. So this measures 1/4 by 1.5 inches. So I'll be using hot glue for this step. So let me see. So that is how it'll look. I'll put this on about, let me see, probably 3/4 inches away from this piece right here. Let me get an actual measurement of how far you want it. So I would probably say 1.5 inches from the bottom, just so it's easier. I really don't measure all that much, as you can see. So about 1.5 inches from the bottom is where I'm gonna place it. So what I'm gonna do is just put a dot of glue here and a dot of glue on the other edge, so that my straps can go right here in between. So let me get that. And put this on right here. I want to make sure that there's a gap in the middle so that my straps can go in between. There we go. Let that dry for a second before I try and fit my straps in there. And do the same to the other side. Just try to align it as best as you can. There we go. Make sure it's adhered down. And then it's okay if the straps are a little tight. That way it kind of holds a lot better together too. You don't want it to be wiggling around too much, because then the straps will just come right off. So that looks about good. Let me do it to this side. If you feel like it's too tight, you can kind of wiggle it a little bit. And that is those straps. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I love this gold piece right there. It's looking pretty good so far. I think the base is already done. And I want to add some pearls right here. So I have these light pink pearls from the Dollar Tree. Let me get this open. And since it's going to be on glitter, I want to make sure that it stays pretty good. I am going to put hot glue on the back of these pearls because if you don't, it's easy to come off just because that's glitter paper. So I'm gonna add a little pearl on each side. It's so cute already. I didn't want to use gold just because gold on the gold paper, like, it won't really pop too much. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. We are almost done. I am so excited about this. Alrighty. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Make sure it's adhered down. Oh my goodness, this is adorable. So let's add our pieces of paper on the inside. So you're gonna need 2 dividers. This measures 3.5 by 5 3/8 inches, and that will just go right into here. Once you put the dividers in, it helps hold the shape a lot better. So there goes my dividers inside. So cute. There we go. And that way your memory decks has a spot to hold. I really love this idea. I hope you like my tutorial. I hope it's not too confusing. Again, like, I don't really I didn't hardly measure anything when I made this. It kind of came together on its own. It doesn't have to be too perfect. It'll work out. So that is my tutorial for this messenger bag. I hope you like it. I love how it came out. And yeah, so I will be decorating this off camera, but thank you guys for watching, and have a good day. Bye.